Disney Plus lost 700,000 subscribers in the last quarter, and now there's a prediction that they might lose even more this time around. But what could save them? Well, maybe your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. It's a cartoon, it's on Disney Plus, and there's quite a fuss about the first few episodes. But has it saved itself with its second week? Well, we'll tell you whether or not Marvel might be getting cold feet with their latest Spidey senses. Hello, folks. Welcome back. What a joy it is to spend time with you. It is an attitude of gratitude we have every time we get the honor of spending time with you. So thank you for inviting us onto your device, into your day, and wherever you might be. Hope you're making the world a better place. Today, we're talking about Spider-Man, and we're talking about whether or not this could be something to help stave off the subscriber losses that Disney is suffering from. Click the like button. We'll tell you what's going on right now. All right, so this is DNYUZ, and I'm not even going to try to say what that would sound like. So instead, what I'll do is I'll tell you the title to this article.
It's actually pretty easy.
Go for it. What do you get?
It's the news.
The news. All the news that should be thrown. I feel like that Muppet that throws the fish when I talk like that. All right. Here's the title. It's from the New York Times. So apparently they just take other people's articles and I guess. Oh, Disney returns to its steamrolling self. So this was what they tried to do with the Disney earnings call. So Disney returns to its steamrolling self. You might even call it a Disney renaissance. After a period of turmoil, culture war spats, whipsawing operating strategies, layoffs, proxy campaigns, yada, yada, yada. Disney has returned to its stable steamrolling self. Robert A. Iger, the chief executive, on Wednesday announced a 44% increase in per share quarterly profit compared with a year earlier, as blockbusters like Moana 2 and improved streaming financials offset lower ESPN and theme park results. This is part of the reason that old line entertainment conglomerates like Disney have different businesses. When one engine encounters difficulties, others can pick up the slack. Everything was glowing. It's ridiculously glowing. It's sappy, slappy, glowing. And yes, if we scroll on down, you can see the post Disney returns to its steamrolling self appeared first on the New York Times. But it wasn't just the New York Times. It was everywhere. It was all at once. And what does that mean? Well, it means, folks, that we got a pop and drop. What's a pop and drop? Well, let me show you what a pop and drop is. Here's the Disney stock. Take a look at this. When the earnings call began, we got a pop, probably because people were reading the news. And then those poor people who were reading the news and saw those glowing headlines, well, they didn't have a good time if they bought on the pop, because it turns out that the actual results, 700,000 subscribers gone from Disney Plus at a time when they were giving it away almost for free. They gave Disney Plus away for $1 for Black Friday. And it went on for way past Black Friday. $1. And they lost 700,000 subscribers. Their Disney parks domestically went down 5% in revenue during the holidays. It's impossible. Like, I don't even know how you make that happen. That's how bad it was. So after the pop of the positive news coverage, people started actually looking at the real stuff and said, uh-oh. And then guess what? Disney had their worst day, at least one of their worst days, in the past 6 months. That's how bad it was. The legacy media, however, did everything they could to make this seem like you should be buying. Of course, we would never do that. We never give financial advice here. But again, Disney returns to its steamrolling self, says the New York Times. Yeah, not so much. In fact, if we look at the one day, there's the pop and there's the drop. And, well, aftermarket, not so well either. Okay, so panel. Turns out shareholders aren't listening. Mrs. Flew, can I start with you?
Of course you may.
Why might you imagine that shareholders would not be listening to the legacy media after the first few minutes?
Oh, well, after the day that tanked as it was, when you said that they were steamrolling their way, I think that it's just the wordplay that's happening and the way that the media has tried to control the narrative, because Disney has really been under the steamroller and getting flattened by all of the earnings and everything. I mean, Moana, what was it, $225 million that maybe it brought in, but didn't it cost, I don't know, 150? 175 is maybe how much Moana 1 was. And it was just not enough to bring it over the edge. And did anyone even watch it? I didn't even see it.
Right. So what I would say here is, whatever you might think about the box office for 2024, 2025 is looking dire. You've got,
what do we have?
Captain America, followed by Snow White, followed by Thunderdolts. Now, how's that for?
Wait, Thunder what?
Exactly. It's a Marvel thing that nobody knows what it is. So I'm seeing.
Did you say Thunderdolts, like adults, but Thunderdolts?
Well, Thunderbolts is the real name. I make fun of it with what I say.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
Here's the deal. This is a company that no matter how much the legacy media tries to prop it up, people are catching on. So, Lauren, how's it going with Star Wars? You happy now with Star Wars? You think Star Wars and Marvel are doing A-OK and they're going to be big-time revenue drivers the next few years?
The only thing to look forward to there is Andor Season 2. Everything else is garbage.
Why do you not sound excited about it? You know, how dare you? You come on this show and you say, Andor Season 2 is going to be great. But do you know how you say it? You came on here and said, the only thing to look... You sound like Eeyore. The only
You don't sound like Eeyore.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm excited for Andor Season 2. I think it's going to be good. But it's the only thing they got. And it's so embarrassing at this point that it's like they just need to shut up. I just want them to shut up. Stop talking. Just
Lauren, you bought a Disney Plus subscription, right? I made you do that. It was against your will, but I made you do that so that you could review some of this trash. Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
He thoroughly enjoyed watching Spider-Man today, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He already told me about that.
Lauren, did you get in on this $1 deal? Did you get the $1 Black Friday deal where you paid $1 for 12 months, $12 for a full year of Disney Plus?
I have actually canceled my subscription a couple times. Originally, I subscribed when the channel launched. I don't remember what it was at that time. It was the Verizon deal that I think you had. I remember it was really cheap. And I carried that for a while, I think until Mando Season 1 ended. Then I canceled. Then I resubscribed when Season 2 came out, and I canceled. And then they announced that Gina was fired, and I swore that I was never going to subscribe to it ever again, and left really nasty comments on their cancellation screen.
That was you?
And then you...
And everyone else.
The worst.
Politely, strongly, sort of debased yourself by... You said you have to, Lord. You just have to.
The audience loves you. You have to torture yourself with this thing.
That's pretty much how it went. It got so bad, he threatened to actually send me the money to subscribe. And it's like,
I didn't want you to feel like you had sullied your soul by getting Disney Plus again. Lauren, based on what you're saying, you're not shocked that they lost 700,000 subscribers in the same quarter that they offered it essentially for free?
No, not at all. There's nothing there to be shocked about. The one thing I will say, Mrs. Flew was sort of prevaricating there. I hadn't really talked to her about Spider-Man. I will say in advance of our comments coming up, I still kind of like the show. It's about the only good thing that I've seen coming out of them. Skeleton Crew was fine. You know, it's not great, but it was fine. I'm kind of liking Spider-Man, and I can't quite put my finger on why. But it's not enough for me to... If I wasn't doing this for the channel, I wouldn't keep the subscription. That's the way I'd put it.
Well, and I think the vast majority of people must feel the same way. Let's see. Vashelina Jolie, you have.
Oh, that's so great.
What? That was...
How dare you?
Vosh, you have something ready, I see.
Yes, absolutely. From Disney Plus perspective, I mean, 700,000 subscribers, losing that many, especially when they were giving the service away, not great. But again, I mean, that's a drop in the bucket when you compare just the amount of loss that the Disney parks have been accruing. Now, definitely good on the international front, definitely good on the cruise line front. But domestic parks, not so good. 5% due to hurricane impacts, I'm not quite sure about that. But no, that's domestic parks income, not even just revenue. So that is that's not a great sign right there. That's for sure. Now I was looking into the earnings report, and they were saying that attendance was down 2%, but revenue was up, I believe, 4%. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm not mistaken.
All of this gets tricky, Vash, because they rolled consumer products into Disney Parks and Experiences
Right
in the report, and I don't care what it's up to 9.4 billion. I care about the Disney parks domestically because they're 26% of all the revenue that Disney has. So if 26% of all your revenue went down 5%,
correct,
during the holidays, when we've never seen this happen before. We've never seen the Disney parks manage to have less revenue for Christmas and Hanukkah and Thanksgiving versus in the fall, like in September.
But remember what product they added in order to get more revenue. That was the Lightning Lane Premier Pass service right there, and I think that's kind of where they made it up there. If I had to speculate, they are attempting to match or exceed the revenue that they've had before on less guests. That only gets you so far. And we've seen multiple articles come out. We've seen multiple surveys actually presented that suggest that the value for Disney has gone away. And I think people are catching up to that. Also, too, we got from Hugh Johnston there, Epic Universe going to have a small impact now. So it went from rising tide lifts all boats. We're very excited for Universal success. But when they were directly asked about it, now they're saying, well, we might see something. In the form of negativity.
By the way, Vash, whenever, and I guess I say whenever, and what I mean by that is I've never seen or heard any company do this before. They did an earnings report today, and during the earnings call, they said that they're not going to talk about financials. I've never heard a company do that before. Nolan, Kevin, have you guys ever heard of this?
Insane.
It's called creative accounting.
Nolan, they've adjusted now on Epic Universe. They say it no longer a rising tide lifts all boats, as Vash was saying. Now Disney says it's going to be it's going to have a little impact.
Can they actually do that though? I mean, I think they're legally required to have these quarterly disclosures, right? Can they do that and just say we're not going to talk about financials?
So they put out the financial document, and then when it came to the question time, they basically said we're not going to talk about the financials. And
so they're still publishing the information. They just don't want to talk about it.
Right.
I see.
Who could blame them, right? I mean, and that was the whole point, was the legacy media to get there and carry the water. Nolan, carry some water for us. Epic Universe coming out. I have no doubt. Nice water. I have no doubt that you are excited for Epic Universe and what these other companies are doing beyond Disney. So is it any shock to you that this did not go well in spite of every effort made by the legacy media to save the House of Mouse?
It doesn't surprise me, but it would explain the philosophy, because I still do not understand why they're closing Muppet Vision within 2 weeks of Epic Universe opening. They're breaking up Tom Sawyer Island pretty close to the launch of the whole new theme park. It lines up with a philosophy, but that philosophy is just pure insanity. I don't care how many media outlets are just bowing to obscene amount of Benjamins in order to... Why am I getting Independence Day vibes from this?
I think that's what they were going
First
for there.
target, Tom Sawyer Island.
It looms, Nolan.
But no, it's perfect. No matter how many times they repeat it, it's not fact. It's just describing insanity, and they are going to dig their own grave, and Epic Universe is going to be the premier park. They can't compete with Mario, Harry Potter, all that, and then some. By the time they finally try to catch up with an attraction, the Universal will come up with adding Zelda or Sonic. They're done. Stick a fork in them.
Nolan, talking about that Zelda thing, folks, Pro said it once, Pro's going to say it twice. Zelda's on the way. See you in a few months. And put another one in the can, folks. A video of excellence has been birthed into existence, and you were there to witness it. Thank you for participating. We hope you had a good time. Folks, it's a great time anytime we get to share time with you, and we mean it. The only thing additional we ask, on the way out the door, consider clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it and stick it to those pesky algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below, and oh, by the way, if you would be so kind, perhaps share this out on your favorite social media platforms. Folks, we've got all kinds of content coming your way. If you are interested in going even beyond all of that, well, there's a Pro Store, and you can always find those items directly below the video you're watching. The Pro Store, it's a cool place to check out for items that, well, definitely Disney and the rest are not going to sell you, but we're happy to do so. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.